what are the requirements in order for you to become an employer and could offer an LMIA or labor market impact assessment to anybody who is a foreign national inside Canada or outside Canada. So let's talk about the qualification of the employer. First things first is you have the notice of assessment. That is the default documents that the ESDC or Employment Service Development Canada wants to see if you're qualified or not. Now, applying for an LMIA to sponsor a foreign national, yes, you might not have a lot of income on your notice of assessment, but the good thing is you could be able to mix up those notice of assessment and of course bank account that is in the form of checking or savings. Now you might gonna be in a condo, in an apartment renting, or you own a house. It doesn't matter. That is not the qualification for you to be an employer. You just need to tell the immigration or the Service Canada that you are helping this person finding a place where she can or he can live nearby in the workplace. So don't worry about that. They might gonna be living in an apartment or having a house. That's not the qualification. The number one qualification is, of course, as what I've said, notice of assessment. If you don't have enough funding or enough money on your notice of assessment, you can mix up with your checking or savings account. I want to reiterate this to everyone. I have a consultation and I also have an employer, a client who only have $300 on her notice of assessment. However, she got $100,000 on her checking or savings. She got the approval. Why? Because she can show that the funding that she have on her from her bank account, she could afford to actually pay the foreign national. So that's number one requirement: finances and proof that you could be able to pay the foreign national. Second is that you need the utility bill so that they could be able to see where the foreign national will gonna be working. Utility bill regardless of what kind of company you have, or even if you are in a house like housekeeper, of course your utility bill in your house, or a phone bill. If you are in a company, of course, most importantly is electricity utility bill. So those are the things. That's number two requirement. Number three, of course, to show who you are, which is your ID. We will be needing your driver's license or your proof of your age, which is, if it is elderly caregiver, of course, 65 years above, you could be able to hire a foreign national or foreign worker as your caregiver. If it is nanny, then we need the long form birth certificate of the child that needing the care. They wanted to see, ESDC wanted to see who are the parents who are sponsoring as the employer of the foreign national. So those are the requirements. Other than that, of course, that's what I do. That's my job. Of course, I have to advertise. I have to create job bank if I can. I have to apply business payroll number on your behalf as your representative. So those are the important thing. Of course, the advertisement from the job bank. That's very, very important. Otherwise, you can never get an approval if you don't have that. Now, in terms of the job bank, I always tell to everyone, make sure that the rate is median rate when you're offering to foreign national. Make sure that the contract is reconciling from the application online of the LMIA, reconciling on the advertisement that you're trying to reach out for the foreign national, or on the contract. So those things should be reconciled. Otherwise, you paid up $1,000 as an employer for LMIA application, then the application will gonna be refused. You have to do your due diligence, but again, LMIA is a very difficult process. It's a difficult case. It is easier for me to process a permanent residence application than LMIA. It is really a difficult process. I am so tired of processing. Actually, it's really a lot right now for a work when you apply for LMIA. That's why I am a teacher. I'm an instructor of LMIA to to a lot of immigration consultants and even immigration lawyer who wants to know and understand about the LMIA. Not all of them can know and understand how to process LMIA. So that's how I do. When they need some consultation, I also give them consultation. I am an instructor for them. So becoming an LMIA or labor market impact assessment specialist should have this kind of attitude, which is you should have the passion to understand in between of the process. Make sure that they know what they're doing, otherwise you will never get that positive LMIA. So those are the basic requirements. At the end of the day, you might want to do it yourself, but the question is, could you be able to do it on time, because the person or the foreign national, especially if they are inside Canada, is losing their status. However, as I end, make sure that the foreign national has to maintain their status. If you're losing your status as a work permit holder, maintain your status by applying for tourist visa. If you're a tourist visa holder here, make sure to apply for your tourist visa extension before it ends up. You don't want to lose your status.